Hello, welcome back to my channel and welcome to part 30 of coloring Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And actually when I walked in, I looked at this again and I'm still so happy with that. So I think color wise it's going to be the same. Just get that camera down. That should roughly be it. That way if I move down a little bit, it should be okay. Because I think I'm going to be doing that part. Last time I said I should use some tape. I could probably do that. Alright. Figured might as well just tape it, because going that way off screen, I mean, I have to go quite far. Wouldn't be comfy coloring for me that way. So I'm not too worried about that. Alright, so this. Now we put in some of that. Was it this one? The 132? That was a wire there. Yep. Oh, this is becoming messy. Tangled up now. Well, I suppose tangled is very Disney. So, back to this one, because we did that little layer. Now, I have kind of noticed that this isn't as purple as that. So, although I think that it might be, it's deceptive. It's probably not purple. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up using a burned carmine maybe to wash it. But yeah, so for this one, we're just going to continue and see how far we'll get. I mean, there's two colors, sort of. So we have like that pinky glowy and then the gray. So I'll start with the pinky glowy. So we used 132. Because again, those names, everything with flesh was renamed. Just I'm so glad that I also wrote the numbers down. Should do that anyways, by the way. Just like a tip, because most pencils have the name and then the code. So if you actually use them up and you only use the name, then, well, then you gotta up till here. Or, well, at some point it's just gonna say red. So, alright, so guessing I'm gonna want purples. I'm seeing red violet, which is, it's a bit of a red kind of purple. I'm guessing it's this one. Yes. I love it when the barrel is good. Probably a lot of that beige again. Which again, if you're using the polys, then that would probably be a lot of warm grays. But light beige, yeah, I still have those lying around, so that's good. Now I'm looking at that part, and I feel like there's something there that I missed color-wise. I mean, I haven't really gotten into that yet, but I feel like I'm gonna go with that Caput Mortem Violet 263, which for me, of course, is tiny. That's a good point. That's good. Good. I'll just start there. Let's just hope that stopping here was a good idea. Well, I mean, I could not have recorded like a very much longer video anyway, so I have noticed that just putting in the shading first is very helpful. It's kind of like how I always color anyways, but for some reason on this page I felt like I needed to do something different, or yeah, I guess stick to what you know. There are so many lessons to be learned. Alright, it's just to get that feeling that it's in there, so I don't want to go all out on that. There's stuff happening there as well. Huh. Alright, so over here, I'm guessing I used dark sepia. Sepia? Some form of brown. I remember. Do I remember 280? Whoa. Keep slapping the camera now. Bad camera. I'm thinking I could use walnut brown, but I'm just going to compare that a little bit to, what do I have? That's sepia. Is that here? Yeah. Yeah, I might just use the sepia. That's not. I'm so lucky. I still have good points. Just going to put that over there because it's like too red now. Now this time I am recording at daytime, so it might get noisy in the background. Well, we already have like cat videos up. Alright, now for that I used apricot. This is I guess the good thing about just having a room where you could just leave everything. Oh my god. Oh, apparently that camera thing is a bit in the way. I feel like I could use it. I'm kind of debating salmon or apricot, but I'm gonna go over that, and this is already covered in other colors, and so far I have been using this. And again, you know, if you have gone, well, wrong with your colors, I feel that it's better to just stick with it. Make it one. It's to balance things out, I guess. Alright, so around here, and then just a little bit. Ooh, picked up a crumble there. Guess that proves why you want to brush, brush, brush. There's something going on there. Up until roughly here. If I didn't have the camera, then I would probably just move the book way up. So I'm kind of working close to myself, I guess. So there's room in between. Can I get that sorta in there? No, not at the same time, so I'm not gonna try. It's like, I'm working on this, so I'm kind of leaving that room right there. And then that, I'm just gonna use that dark sepia. Sharpen it first. I mean, on lighter things, like that background, you kind of put the pencil to the side so you're not really coloring with the point, but with the side of it, so then it doesn't really matter. But here, I feel like it really does. Right, so this is somewhat equal to that, and then it's kind of a straight line, so actually my scribbles are good. Just gonna go in circles, I think. No, doesn't really matter. A bit of a rough edge is actually kind of okay here. It goes up to right about here. So it's really a thin line over here, kind of thickens. Some things going up. I can actually hear some neighbors in the background, but I'm not sure my mic is picking that up. It's okay if it does. And again, in recording, I do actually use my headphones. Put the volume to max, figuring if it's annoying for me. I mean, there might be someone else watching with like headphones on maximum volume. And yeah, those just loud noises. I do want to filter them out if I can. And sometimes it's just my mic making weird noises because my mic likes to do that. Back to sepia, which I feel at that point is workable because I'm going to do it a bit light. I mean, there does actually seem to be some light details. If I bring that in like over here, whoop, there we are. Can we get it to zoom on that? Or, well, focus. I keep saying zoom. It's not zooming, it's focusing. And if I were doing that, I wouldn't be using the wrong words. I feel like I should be forgiving. I don't speak English on a daily basis, although more and more with my YouTuber course. But I felt like that was just, I don't know, maybe smarter. Because, well, Dutch is not exactly a language a lot of people speak. So actually, I joined a lot of groups on Facebook. Just ideas as well, like problems other people run into, and you know, before you ask a question, you kind of look around and see if someone else asked that question, that exact same question. I do anyways. Otherwise, people just keep answering the same question over and over and over. So it does kind of pay off to be active on Facebook, to just join groups, different groups. Because if you have a question, someone else might have already answered it, which saves you the time waiting for people to answer, because, well, they kind of already did. Alright, so basically this part is sort of connected to that. Alright, there's a little thingy going down, though. So I guess speaking of Facebook groups, I still have mine. So I just got it up and running, sort of. Not sure if I'm going to post my result on this one. Guess I did the one from the last one. And when it comes to like just the photos of it, it's not interesting. Oh my god. Corner of my eye, I can see the screen, so I can see myself coloring. I now have the idea that everything is shaking, which it isn't. I hope that I think. Well, that too. There's just too much stuff on the ground. I'm gonna start over there. And this kind of getting that little part done kind of helps me, but I want to know what that is. Some form of purple. I grabbed red violet, and I still feel like it's red violet. Problem is, I put it on the pile. Let's just see how that point is. So this was definitely still done by my rotary sharpener, which means that I now have a bit of a funky kind of point. I don't know if it actually shows up, but it didn't shave anything off the wood, just there. Because I put it too, well, short. Ooh, that tapey thing does work. I'm like, oh my god. Gave myself a little room. Wiggle room. It's going to focus on my hand again, isn't it? I noticed that in the last one. But well, in time we'll get better. That is the idea. Alright, so we had that. So it's kind of like over here there's something happening. I feel like this color is really sort of approaching what we are looking for. It's not quite there yet, though. It's not quite the color yet. There's some real purple. Guess this might be because I just kind of stopped it at a weird point, but I think I used mauve for something. I have that lying around. There's like a purple thing there. Kind kind of just goes out. I mean, yeah, that's clearly purple. It is on the camera as well, so that is good. Kind of just triangle-y. It's a lot of pretty harsh lines, though. I love how on this one I don't really have to think about where I put my shadows, though. Because someone already thought of that. I kind of like that. I don't mind having to figure it out on my own, but it's kind of nice that someone did that for me. Alright, so that goes into some form of brown. Ah, yes, Binde. Pretty sure I went for sepia. Yes. Also kind of dims the purple. Now this kind of goes over a little bit. Quite a bit, actually. Looks very apricot-y, but we'll fix that. I mean, this turned out pretty good. I'm not sure I could have done a whole lot better, actually. Well, probably could have, but I don't think I did too bad. Now, there is a purple, there's something purple right there. I'm thinking that might just be maybe one of the colors. Wait, I grabbed crimson. I feel like that's actually it. Did I grab the crimson? No, I did not. These are the purples I have. Yeah, it's got to be the crimson. 1, 3, 4. And I just grabbed the 1, 3, 5. So yes, this is the crimson. Which has a good point. Lucky, lucky me. Though I do feel like since I actually started using my new sharpener, I'm not sharpening as much. It's like I'm just more satisfied with the point. Because like that rotary sharpener has like a little stop thingy, so it kind of stops your pencil, but it also kind of makes it that it's not a point. So it always felt like basically when that sharpener was done, when it stopped, I still felt like my point wasn't pointy enough. So basically I felt the need to sharpen it right after sharpening it. I don't have that anymore. Alright, so there's that thing. I'm going to use that light magenta for that. Keep renaming that. Keep going light magenta and light magenta, but you get the point, I hope. You get what I'm trying to say. Ooh. That sounded a bit yelly. Not jelly, but yelly. Do I want the crimson or do I want this? This is basically the part that just takes up all the time. It's just figuring out where everything goes. Now luckily over there, I've already done that. It's already in place. While we are at it, this is just really drawing. Took me a while to realize that, but this is more than just putting in shadows. I mean, again, I want this color along to be, well, for everyone, but I'm becoming aware that it might not be. Which, I mean, could be the way I do things. Could be. But I also feel like these are not like beginner things, beginner techniques. Still trying to figure out why I chose this as my first. Well, for color along, it's not my first coloring page, but I'm still kind of wondering what. All right, back to apricot, and I'm gonna want a. Do I want to? No, I can use this. I can still use this because this is a rock that has some color in there. I mean, I might just want to grab a very light gray to draw things in. That might be time saving. Now, I could do that with the grays. Or maybe some beige. I'm just going to go for beige, I think. Which to me sounds like it's already very dark, but if I go lightly, then it should be fine. So drawing, I'm going to need a better point. But again, I set this to like 3. I think I just created an awkward cutting moment for myself. In zone. Just keep talking. Like, don't do that. You want to cut the sharpening bit out. Alright, so this was a stone. It kind of continues after that shadow part. Goes up a little. Comes down a bit. Rock. And kind of continues. That was a bit crumble. Just blow that away. I mean, that brush. That's going to be a thing here too. I'm going to be known for brush. So this is a rocky thingy. It kind of goes towards that. It doesn't have to be identical, but there are rocks in reference, so I want my rocks. Alright, this kind of goes, well, gotta go to that. Kind of with a curvy down. Almost made the mistake of not checking my storage again, by the way. Like the phone storage. But I should be good. I can make a very long video now. I wouldn't be able to edit it, but I could edit it, couldn't save it. I'm actually lucky enough to find a program that actually allows me to edit longer videos. Because I have like one of those thingies on my phone. It's like, I don't know, it's like one of those, it came with the phone kind of apps. I've tried using that, but then it goes like, you can only do so many minutes. It's like 90 or something. If you have been watching these for a while, then you know 90 minutes. Well, we're lucky if we get that. I have been making them shorter, and this, I have no idea where this is going, but well, mine says 25. So we're going to be anywhere between 20 and 25, I'm guessing. So it might just be the pink area here. Just still trying to figure a way to make these quicker. I mean, normally I color and it's not this intense. It's kind of like, I want to do brown over there and then in between over there and then fade into yellow, gray, whatever. And now there's just so much going on. But this looks, I'm still very happy with it. I don't know what the viewer thinks, but I'm actually kind of proud of how that turned out. I didn't think I could do that. Which is one of those lessons to be learned. And I've heard it so many times that people, you know, I don't think I can do that. And, well, this is me proving I feel that way too. Because they're telling me that. Telling me that I wish I could do that too. But I'm doing the same thing as you are. I am being unsure of whether it's going the right way, whether it's wrong, should I have even gotten started, what am I getting myself into, and I still think there's people, well, better, I hate that word, but I'm using it anyways better than me as well, just probably mostly because they have more experience. I'm okay with the way I color, actually. There's a lot to be learned, but the point where I'm at right now, I feel it's a good point to continue from. But I'm pretty sure that the people that I'm maybe look up to, or well, look to for advice, probably going through those same things. Probably having these, I don't know if this is good enough, moments as well. That's okay. It's okay to, well, question yourself or be critical towards yourself. Usually we are our own worst critic. That's not bad. I think that's how we learn. That's how we push ourselves to become better. So when you see someone else being more efficient, don't translate that into they are better. They're more efficient. Someone can probably do this way quicker. That's okay. This is my page. We all have our own way of coloring. We are also all at a different, well, point in our coloring journey. I think for me, my starting point was, well, it was nice. Guess I figured things out pretty quick, but still lacking experience, though. And that's okay. But I guess it helps that, my starting point was, well, I think it wasn't too bad. Now, whether it really was or not, I don't really care. I was okay with it. You gotta accept yourself. Don't try and be someone else. Alright, so this is a messy part. Wow, brownish beige, I'm guessing. I think. Can I sort of get, yeah. This is not the right one. Yeah, I'm gonna go for brownish beige, which I have lying around, so that is good. That is good. I also used it on that bit, so I think we'll be okay. Ended up grabbing the nougat, so that might be a nice alternative. Just gonna do that, like that top part, because I know this is just creating lines, sectioning it off. I mean, even though it's not really there in the reference, my eyes, they seem to want a line. I'm just going to draw that in. Kind of goes sort of straight, but it's like in a slight curve. Guess that's the difference between drawing with these and like graphite. You can't really correct it as much. Not the way I'm doing it anyways. Already made a little mistake. That's okay. Well, we will fix it. I think. I hope I'm gonna fix it, because it kind of, well, connects to all those scribbles. There's like, it goes down over here. It does something. Something's happening that I can't quite put my finger on. I'm gonna sharpen it. Also gonna add a little bit of this and a little bit of that. This is that red violet. I feel like there's something colorful going on in here that I'm missing. We are, after all, in the purple bit. This might be the color I'm going to use to actually give that a little wash. Yeah, it kind of really connects. It really does connect. I'm connected to this. And then this is kind of where it does go down. Alright, so we were sort of on the right track. But yeah, it might just be that, you know, these color lungs might not be for everyone. I try to make them that way. And in the end, they still are, because it's your page. So if you do not want to get into detail as much, that's okay. I already kind of apologize for not doing, well, one color, but actually drawing it in. So if you are not drawing it all in and just want to do it all in one color, then, well, I have showed you how I pick my colors. So I do feel very confident that you can do that. You know how to do it. Even if I haven't showed you, you know how to do it. Make your page your own. Alright, there's some gray stuff going on, but I can do that later as well. Kinda, I'll just stop here. Well, stop. Make a line. This is where I draw my line. I feel like I should go over everything here, but let's just switch to beige. And I have all these marks from the sharpener, kind of like on the inside. Maybe some sharp edges. Oh, okay, I can live with that. Again, it's not too difficult to find something to complain about. Question is, do you really want to be complaining? I don't. So I'm just going to complain about the complaining. Alright, so this is where it kind of goes down, so I don't know if I can do that. Yeah, so it's kind of dark over there. What is this? That is that 280, isn't it? Whoa, that's interesting. Some red. This is that 280, so that will be the burned umber. Yes. I feel like I'm still so light over here. There's a line going here. Kind of want to grab this as well. Started doing that over there, like adding lines. I'm so happy that I did that, so I'm just going to keep doing that. Make a shadowy area in front of this. This is going to be something that just takes forever. That's okay. We are now into the 3rd decade. Alright, I feel like I should add some color to that background. I'm not sure if that's going to be that light bit. Did I just grab the right one? I watched the previous one in editing, of course, and kept noticing that I kept switching the ash gray and the beige, or the light beige. The light beige. Now this one does have a bit of a, well, some people would say a very sharp point. It does not to me. I'm just gonna sort of use that. Because it all needs a little bit of color. After this, you're kind of using this side, so it doesn't really matter how sharp your point is, I think. Other people Might disagree, but my page, my rules. Feel free to disagree. It's one of those agree to disagree kind of moments. Alright, now I'm going to grab that black. I don't know why, but I feel like I should grab the black. Because so far that has been quite amazing in creating lines, I guess. Helped create depth to the page. So I'm kind of hoping it can do that again. That's how I made it work in the previous part, so... Well, that worked, so why would I not try it again? Well, it is working. Is that whole don't try to fix it if it's not broken? Or if it's not broken, don't try to fix it. You get the point. You do. But yeah, I am kind of wondering why I decided to go for this page. This is not an easy one, so this really is a challenge for me. And I've been coloring for a bit. This one is very challenging, and then to be doing that for a color along, it kind of makes it extra scary. So I'm pretty sure the next one is going to be, well, easier. Well, more simple, I guess. If only because I'll definitely pick a page that doesn't have a review reference. Wow, it was something. It doesn't have a referee. Have we used all the wrong words yet? It does have a referee. Sort of. Yeah, there's someone telling me what to do. But it does take up a lot of time. I was editing the last part, and it's like 5 minutes just picking the colors to get started. So, yeah. Maybe the total time spent coloring can be like divided in half. I would not be surprised. I'm gonna grab Dark Sepia. Go over this very lightly. Okay. Go over this as well. And I could go with a lighter color and then go over that a little bit more harshly. But I feel like this is gonna be just what I need. Now, this was my stopping point, so I can't really do much there anyways. Starting to look like something. We are getting there. Still nice and quiet out there, though. Figured I would be having to filter out a lot of neighbors, but so far so good. 40 minutes on just this. Well, 41. Decided that I don't know, I find it informative for myself too, like when I'm editing, kind of noticing how much I actually cut out. It's not because something goes wrong, because again, I can't really do that. Black. Can't really cut things out. And I could, but then you'd be missing the coloring as well. So when it comes to that, there are no real outtakes other than sharpening. And although on this one I already forgot that when I'm sharpening I should not be talking, so I can cut it out. No idea how I will fix it, or will have fixed it. 182. Not sure why, but I feel like I need something here. Ooh, not hating it. So for the darker bits, I'll use that 182 then. Kind of going to go into this as well. I am looking forward to like my next project though, because that is going to be way quicker. And I say that like I already know for sure. I don't. But I have a hunch. Should I be using like magenta crimson? Yes. Yeah, yes, yeah, yes. Wow, make up your mind, woman. I have a light red violet as well. Grab that. I already took that out earlier, mistaking it for something else. Kind of gonna go rock by rock. Can't do the whole thing in one go. Well, you could if you have more experience, I'm pretty sure. Because I have seen people color this and they kind of know what they're doing. But then I kind of checked the date of the video, you know, kind of check how long they've been active. And like, oh yeah, you're not new to this. I'm still wondering, why did I decide to do this page for my first coloring chat with pencils? Could have just used this, the actual red violet. But then, you know, the way I see it, there's a reason they have a light red violet. You don't have to mix your colors. I mean, isn't that why you got the big set? And that whole mixing thing is probably more of a thing when you don't have a big set. I wouldn't be sure if I could do that. I just like not having to think about what colors do I have to mix. I like that I can just grab a pencil. I really enjoy that. Alright, so that's about it for this one, I think. There's something dark on this one as well, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah. These rocks are starting to look like rocks a little bit. So, something here as well. No, was this the beige? This was the beige. So, no, I need the beige instead of the light beige. Good thing I was holding the beige. Alright, so that rock is still, I feel like it's the right kind of color. Don't want to go into that. This was that light red violet. I feel like I want to test it over here too. Ooh, opaque. Nice. It seems to be doing a little something. It's not much though. Maybe just enough to give that purple vibe, glow, what do we call it? Purple flavor. Everything has to look purple-ish, purplish, purple pinkish. Not really going around all those rocks that I drew in. I mean, I hope I can still see them when I get to them. Let's just see if there's going to be a difference between doing this up front and doing it like after. Just want to go into this as well. Ooh, yeah, now it looks proper weird. That's good. Alright, so I have a lot of... I do get these vibes. These 132 vibes. Is it 132? Is 132? So there is a bit of a rockiness over here, which I didn't really draw, and then I just gonna blop this in where I drew in my rocks. I could actually make this easier on myself. Take away a little bit of that pigment. And hope that I still see my rocks. Because those rocks I do want to keep. The question is how? I have the Worm Gray 3 here, which, yeah, I could do that. Gotta really double check though. Kind of like I drew it in and then I got rid of it again. So that was... Well, I can still sort of see it. Again, for me it doesn't have to be a perfect match. I want to make it as similar as possible. And I keep saying I don't want it perfect, but of course I do. Because if I can get it perfect, then that is what I'd like to do. This coloring is just... This is next level coloring. So I'm okay if it doesn't work out as good as I'm hoping. Well, I'm not, but I will learn to live with it. Copying a painting with pencil, that's... Well, that would probably require a lot more work than I'm putting into it. I think it mostly would come down to paper. You would probably need different paper. I just feel myself slowly zoning out. Alright, guessing brownish beige, because we're gonna have to start making something out of this at some point. No, we are to, I don't know why, crimson. Yeah, I can use that. Because with this one I see like a line. I'm just gonna be, blop that in. This is the point where we start blopping things in. Oh, there was the noise that I promised people. Not sure the mic is picking it up, but something tells me it is. Well, noise. It's just people talking. This is the Terra, by the way. I randomly just grab because this area just seems to be a different kind of color. Makes sense with that shimmers, I guess. Do I want this or do I want something else? Let's just go lightly with that sepia because this is probably going to be a darker area. Checking with my swatches. Could put some brown in there. Just burnt umber. Why not? So after that, I don't know, do I want the nougat? It's not really, yeah, I could. Okay, I'm just gonna add that nougat to the stones, by the way. I could say I want a better point, but there's no way of cramming this into my sharpener anymore, I think. Try. Yeah, I can use it because I want to do the details in these rocks. Well, I want to create rocks basically. So I'm not using the nougat for anything else. Which is why I'm using them for the rocks. So I feel like that will make them stand out. Changing my grip because my fingernails were colliding with each other. Mentioned that in the last video. Still getting used to them. I'll probably have to shorten them at some point again when I get back to sports, but for now I'll just enjoy it. Yeah, my tape line says we're still good. I'm so glad I did that. Ooh, I just checked the screen and that part looks very connected to that. That just gives me hope for, well, these rocky thingies. Well, this is more like a, yeah, that's not really a rock. But that's okay. This is my page. That is the compromise I chose to go for. Saw that I just couldn't make it match the original. So I decided to just make it mine. Because again, just going from like dark into light and back into dark, I did not want to do that. I did want to actually sort of get those shades in there. Why is there, it seems like there's a height difference here, so I'm just gonna go for that as well. Which is weird. The shadow actually creates like a crater-like situation. That is a very aggressive shadow. Let's see if I can fan it out with the nougat. Alright, now over here it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna add it because I'm holding it and using it. Ooh. This is actually like a rock that's it kind of gets stuck in. Let's just see if I can do that. I'm not sure. I'm trying. Well, that'll do. Although that is a bit harsh, but I'll make it work. It's starting to look like something. It's just light beige. Yeah, ash gray. Yep. That's a reoccurring problem here. Many parts ago, I actually mentioned that I was probably going to replace my nougat, and I'm still not there yet. Just want to use them as much as possible before renewing. Still trying to think of what I could do with all these tiny little stumps. I'm sure you could do something creative with that. And into beige, I'll just give all of this a little bit of a wash in the end. I feel like I have to go darker because this is in front of it. Well, in front or at the back, depending on if you were looking from the light or from the viewer. Let's just do that with the brownish beige. Or should I just go into, I used dark sepia to sort of create a darker, well, background. It's more like to the front. Does make sense though. Ooh, yes, like this. Oh, grumpy stomach again. It's my thing. I don't do background music. I just do grumpy stomach. Alright, so now I have to figure out how I want to do these rocks. I feel like I should do those first. Over there I used a lot of grays, which I refuse. Ash gray. Get the light beige out of the way. I could make the rocks. They are pretty much the same color. Do I have warm gray 5 lying around by any chance? This is the 3. And this has got to be the 5. Yeah, at that point I can work with. I just passed the hour mark. So I'm already sure we're not doing that. That's good to know. I can already see the future. I mean, in the last one, it was really like figuring out, can I, can't I? But I guess now I know. I cannot do the entire thing in one go. I could, but it wouldn't look the way I wanted to. That's still what I'm sort of here for. I'm just going to go for that black, which is going to need a very sharp point. So this will do. That'll get me... It has a little hooky thingy on the end again, but I want to get some lines into these stones, make them stand out a bit. Especially these in the back. I'm not sure if it'll make it look better or worse. For better or worse, we are using this. We are using black. It's funny because we started out debating, should we get rid of all the black lines? And now we're actually adding a few. I really hope you can hear the birds in the background. I guess I do have background music, other than Grumpy Stomach. A lot of bird chirping. It's like I'm really hoping that the mic is picking that up. Every now and then they actually sort of, yeah, hold on to the window because there's like little bugs next to that. My cats absolutely love it when the birds do that. And the birds just be looking out through the window, looking at the cat and be like, yeah, you cannot get me, you city cat. Alright, I've gone a bit too dark over here, I see, but I'm okay with that. I needed it. I needed a little darkness in my life. What? That's Well, oh, hello neighbors. Trying to listen to my chirping birds. Be gone. It's kind of like I'm just using the colors that are in here and creating a bit of my own scene. And in the end, it'll still kind of look like I tried to copy the reference. Probably just create some transition from this. And then we're going to go, this is going to be dark, so I want there to be a bit of a brownish beige transition. I'm not sure why, but I'll make it work. Which means it's going to transition over there too. Or, well, I just decided that that's what's going on there, so stick with it. I feel like it's giving off all the right purple vibes. I used that dark sepia to kind of create some shading. So. Guess I don't have to really go over that with this. Alright, now this was that ash gray, but I also had this steel gray that I used right there. I'm going to actually use that on these little rocks. Because this, I remember being rather opaque, and there's already a few colors in there. So this is going to make just what, the same reason I use that 182 poly, that burned ochre. Is that burnt ochre? It's brown ochre. Well, it was something ochre. But I use that because it's not actually in the ground or on the ground. So that's going to make these rocks pop. That is my current theory, and I feel like it's working. So that's good. That and adding those black lines helped. Yes. Checking the camera. Can I get the book up without removing my pencils, because they're kind of good as they are. Yeah, that does look like I can live with it. Alright, so we're going into, well, into the bit. No, just making it clear for everyone. Going into the light. So this is the beige. Is it the beige? It's the light beige. Because we already used that dark sepia here, so that's going to sort of mix with that light beige, I'm hoping. Alright, so over here we're going into something dark. Not sure why I'm going over that with my light beige, but I did. Guess I could also use this time to remind people, or politely ask people, or beg people. No. Just using this time to remind people of buttons. There are buttons. Particularly a like button and a subscribe button and a notification button. So even a share button, if you want to go all out. If you can't get enough of pressing buttons, just like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and share. That would be... Do I have any more buttons? Well, if you are watching on your PC, then you could add a comment using your keyboard, which are also buttons. So if you like to press buttons, just do all that. That will be cool. Who is out there? Who are you? It's kind of what I meant with summertime being a little bit more noisy. I think these are kids. Kids always want to be on YouTube. Can't filter it, so they will end up there. So for some reason, this became a weird thing. Right. I really think that black lines are ideal. Using a little bit of black for shading. Not that there really is a whole lot of shading in these rocks, but this is the ash gray. But yeah, if you want to comment, give a little feedback, I am open to it. I will add that general question, like, be gentle, you know, it's be nice. You see something you don't like, you can tell me. I mean, I want to improve. I want to make these videos better. I want to keep making them. And if I'm going to keep making them, I might as well try and also make them better. Now, some things I can kind of see for myself and be like, oh yeah, but you know, there might be things that I'm not noticing. And if no one is pointing it out, then I'm not getting better. I'll keep doing it. Now, feedback could also be something that you think is like, wow, that's really awesome. That's like really good. That'll be good too. I mean, I'm not asking for negativity. If you have something positive, that is very welcome too, of course. But yeah, in the end, you know, I do want to improve. Whoa. My nail actually just got stuck there. What? I mentioned I need to clip them. Alright, so over here I went over that with, I don't know, some form of brown. I'm just doing that here too. This is that sepia. Pretty sure I actually used dark sepia, but oh well. And then I want to go into, what did I use? Alright, I was gonna look into that red. It's just not on here. Where is that list? Oh, that's this one. Because I was thinking maybe that carmine, burnt carmine, that's what I was thinking. And I have the, something violet it was. Red violet. Yes, burnt carmine. I'm gonna find it. Where is it? I have found it. Burnt carmine 193. And this, again, looks kind of weird, but that part, I can move it for that. I mean, there is a clear difference in the colors, so I'm leaving that. Well, I'm gonna say for the next time, but that's gonna be one long video. Could just start drawing things in. I can see how that'll go. Actually, I sort of have a, well, semi-busy-ish day. I got stuff to do. Other stuff. Alright, this kind of looks okay. Just want to add that silver gray again to the rocks to make them stand out a bit. Now, time-wise, I do actually believe that it would be smart to draw in more rocks. Is it this one? No, it's not. So I think it's this one. 495. I'm just gonna see if I can add more things, but I think that's actually not too smart. Might just add some purple though. Is this I can get in the screen? There's like a distinct purple over there. So I'm gonna get started on this. I'm just not gonna be finishing this. So that'll be the heads up. Crimson. My screen says 115, so it's gonna be a little less. As again, I'm not sharpening as much as I was afraid I would be. Since I got the new sharpener. Like the point is sharper to begin with. And I just went over that. And if you're done sharpening and you instantly feel like I need to sharpen it again, then that's just a kind of a crappy sharpener. Well, it was crappy for me anyways. Other people are just loving it, and I'm not having it. It's not for me. It just isn't. To each their own, I think the saying goes. Is it a saying or is it just, no, I don't care. Again, you get the point. I feel like I want to keep going now. I mean, this part over here is like tiny rocks. Very tiny, tiny rocks. But I'm not sure I want to be drawing those in. I did just feel like headbutting the camera. Not sure if I want to draw them in, but sure I want to headbutt things again. So that is that, and then there was a little something there. I'm just gonna, maybe I should just draw little circles. This is that 195, that slate gray. If I can just be convincing enough with these, well, rocks. I'm gonna add some black as well to that bottom part. Just trying to create these little rocks. Because this is such a dark area. I'll just be drawing in tiny rocks. Which I think is actually a good idea. I feel like stopping already. I don't know if I want to. I want to keep going. Because that way we'll never quit. We'll just finish the page in one recording. And then not be able to save it. So we'll be redoing the shadows. I did like shading on these already. I'm kind of accentuating that. So I might as well just do that here too. I mean, that will still be added to it. I'll still be adding shading next time. This is mostly like the area around it. Because of course, shadows kind of fade. They don't just stop. Shadows are, generally speaking, not exactly harsh lines. At least that's not the way I see shadows. Of course, you have shadows that have more of a harsh line than others. But this is a friendly page. We don't have to be harsh. It's Disney. Be more Disney. Don't be so harsh. Be Disney. I guess one of the upsides of not knowing what to do and deciding to prep for next time. What? That was a bad sentence. The upside of not knowing what to do is that, you know, while we were figuring it out, you're kind of just prepping for next time. Now, that actually seemed like I was saying something. Yeah. And again, you can't really, I can't really go and cut. And I could just cut the noise out. And create silent moments, which I sometimes do. And there's an annoying sound. I'm not talking about me speaking, but like another annoying sound. Mic or a door or just small things. Speaking of small things, do we have enough rocks now? I'm just scribbling things in right now. Can never have too many rocks. And that definitely has to be black. Like close to that wall, we're just going black. Why not? Underneath here, we're going black. Sorta. Not all black, because we're gonna be coming back to this part. I think there's some green. There's gonna be green involved. I'm just gonna see if I can sort of wrap things over here. Right, there's a little liney thingy over here. But is it elevated? It probably isn't. There's a tiny rock. I feel like I should just add a rock right here. I mean, they're not in the reference, but it's a reference. It's not the law. My page, my rules. All right. It does look. They all look so rocky now. There's something. Yeah, we got that. We got that. We kind of put everything in the wrong place, though. There's some tiny things over here. But just looking at the time it took to get this done, there's no way I'm getting that done. I do feel like maybe I can bring this together with a softness. Like maybe I can use that light flash. I'm just gonna test it. See if I can create something horrible. Let's just go over that and use that as like a top coat, top blending coat. Ooh, I am definitely not hating this. Okay, we'll just use this then. That 132, by the way. I did the whole push button thingies, but I totally forgot about that Facebook group, didn't I? There's not much happening there yet. I can't actually add pictures of this, which I already have done. Which you probably don't know if you're not in the group. Now I know clicking things is bad, sort of. Don't click things. No, just copy paste it, whatever. Or just look for me on Facebook. You could do that too. I'm very findable. This looks better, doesn't it? Looks kind of blurry. Is that just... It does look blurry. Just gonna go over that with like black and really create sharp edges. Because it now just looks like the camera's off. Maybe it is. It probably is. Ooh. I do feel like it's definitely looking good. In my humble opinion. It's not quite like the reference. This will just have to do though. For now. Because, I mean, I'm at 125, so I know it's going to be a short video again, but okay. If I add that 125 to that, then again, we're not making it. Purple, purple, purple. Do I need, what is this? Light red violet. Just double check. Yeah, just on some areas. Oh, well, that is going on there well. Just double checking because I feel like my camera's shaking. That's probably just me shaking. And then, of course, it kind of seems like the camera's moving. There is something moving. It's me. Just having my own hands like in my main vision and kind of like in the corner of my eye. It's a bit distracting. In time, I will learn how to deal with that too. Alright, this has got to be it, right? And close up, it doesn't look too bad either. If I do say so myself. I mean, the ground is not as groundy as that. But it's not as boring as, well, say that. And that is basically what we had over here and there. It was just nothing. So I feel good about this. We're getting somewhere. Let's see if I can zoom out, get a bit more of the page in the screen. I hope I don't break my chair. Yeah. Well, that looks nice enough, doesn't it? I mean, it's not quite the same, but I'm happy, especially with the area around the tracks. Because it does make sense for the tracks to kind of be raised or something, or be put on some rock base. So yeah, I'm happy with this. So yeah, we did a little bit of extra rocks over there. So this is going to be for the next part. And this, yeah, for now, I'm really, really happy with that. It's kind of, a demo on how shiny it becomes. I feel like it's looking good though. And as I mentioned in an earlier one, not coloring the wheelbarrow kind of now makes it look like a paper wheelbarrow in like a completed area. I like doing that. I do that with a lot of my colorings. I just leave sections because it looks funny like this. But yeah, next time this area should be fun, should be challenging. But for now, yeah, I don't think I can do a whole lot more. I mean, I'd probably end up drawing in more tiny rocks. I already have a lot of rocks there now, so we should be good to go for the next time with all that prep work done. So for now, I thank you very much for watching. Hope to see you back for the next part. And have a good one.